Hey guys, it is finally happening. Color Wars is this week. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. This is one of my favorite events all year. If you have done this before, it's one of those events to where I think we've pretty much got this dialed in. Austin has been planning most all of this and running most all of it up to this point, and even talking with him, asking him how he wants it to feel different and look different. His biggest thing was, I want to run it back just like we did last year. And so if you were there last year, we're doing it again. If you weren't here before when we've done a Color Wars event, it is a wild ride. Wear as much white as you can, and pro tip, wear white that you're willing to let it get sacrificed. Some of these clothes, they just never quite come back the way that they should. Here's how it's going to kind of play out. We're going to have dinner first. We're doing pizza, salad, sodas, pretty easy stuff. And then we're going to hang out. We'll play some 9 Square in the Air, that sort of stuff. Get acquainted with a lot of the new guests. We'll have a ton of new guests this week. We always do in the past, and it's a ton of fun. After that, we're all going to head up to the main parking lot in the upper lot, and we are gonna have just a ton of fun. We'll start off with a color paint dodgeball. So we've got these dodgeballs that are basically sponges, and we've got buckets of paint water, and we're gonna play dodgeball, but where you gotta hold this sponge all tight, dunk it in the paint, let it soak everything up, and then play dodgeball that way. That's going to be a blast. After that, once everybody's like sweaty and covered in paint water, then we're going to break out our 100 pounds of color powder. We've got them into ketchup bottles, and we're going to play capture the flag. And kids run around. How you tag somebody is you squeeze that ketchup bottle and shoot out a jet stream of color powder, and that's how somebody gets out, because they get covered in some of that. And then afterwards, of course, we will gather everybody all together for a big picture, and y'all are going to be in the back of the picture with buckets of this color powder. Chuck it up in the air. Make sure that everybody gets absolutely dusted with this stuff, and it is going to be so much fun. After that, we'll kind of wrap up. We'll head back down to the youth space, where we're going to have trash bags ready to go for students. We're going to cut out armholes and a head hole and turn it into trash bag ponchos for parents, so that way their kid is kind of covered as they get into their parents' vehicle and drive home. So that's the gist for the night. At the end of the night, I will make an invitation for everybody to come back, as we're starting our new summer series. We're going to be going over a series called Perspectives, where we're going to be talking about the Christian perspective on what life is. And we're going to be comparing that kind of to different life perspectives. So really kind of this summer is going to be kind of a dive into Christianity 101. What's it mean to follow Jesus, and what does that worldview kind of look like? And so I think it's going to be one that'll be really good to invite kids to. But here's the thing. What is this event all about for you? Like, why should you come to this event? There's a few easy reasons. First off, we could use the extra help to make sure that kids don't pluck each other's eyes out. That's baseline. But that's not why you should come to this event. You could have fun with your kids, your small group. It's a great way to create shared memories. You can talk to them about this years from now and be like, yeah, remember that time that I dumped a whole bucket of paint water on you and you were red for like 3 weeks? That's a good reason. But the reason that I come back to, the reason why we have this event, is because of kids like Emma. Emma got baptized, I want to say about a year ago. And when she got in the baptismal, she said, I'm here today because a year ago, a friend invited me to some obnoxious event called Color Wars. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. Because what could happen on Sunday night is some kid could invite their friend, and that friend could get to know you. And then you could say, hey, it was so great to meet you. Would you come back next week? I love hanging out with you, and this could be a place where you really belong. And then a year down the road, they could also be getting into a baptismal saying, I'm here today because some friend invited me to Color Wars. So that's the thing that I hope every one of us steps into this event praying about and considering, and just being mindful of and observant of that this could be the first step for somebody's whole life to change, for somebody's whole lineage to change. I think that a big reason that I am a believer today is because my grandfather became a believer in the 60s. Like, that's what this is about. So on that note, guys, would you this weekend keep a very big eye open for every new student? And would you pray for those new students? Even right now. Pray for all of the goodness and blessings that God can pour out, and thank God for that even now. So guys, with all that being said, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for stepping into this moment, for the wealth of possibilities that lie into it. And guys, I love getting to serve with you, and I cannot wait to serve with you again this Sunday night.